I thought it was time to go over our tomatoes and let you know what I'm growing this year. The first one in this row is a dwarf called Purple Rain, and it tops out at about 3 to 4 feet. And it's a really kind of a dark tomato, kind of like a Cherokee purple or a black creme, that sort of tomato. Here's a look at some Purple Rain tomatoes that we grew last year. There are 6 Purple Rain tomatoes in this picture, along with several other varieties of tomatoes. It's pretty good tasting also. The second one in the row is Baronia. I've grown it quite a few times, and it's a good tasting tomato, tops out about 3 to 4 feet. Even though there are several dwarf tomatoes that I like better for taste, Baronia is just a good all-around tomato. Baronia tomatoes taste very good. They grow good-looking tomatoes and usually have a decent amount of tomatoes on them. And I like this type of tomato well enough that I've grown it for several years. Actually, all of them in this row top out at about 3 to 4 feet. The next one in this row is Uluru Ochre. I've grown this one before, and I really like the taste of it, but it just wasn't very productive, which is why I haven't grown it since, but I decided to give it one more try this year and see how it does. What you're looking at here is an Uluru Ochre that I grew several years ago. As I mentioned, it has excellent taste, but wasn't as productive for me as I would have liked. If it produces well this year, I'll probably grow it again. Then on the end of the row is my favorite dwarf as far as taste goes. It's called Rosella Purple. I get occasional questions about the red solo cups. I cut the bottoms out of those and I put them over the tomato, and it protects them from cutworms. And then once the tomato reaches a decent size, I take them off. But this one is called Sun Gold. It's an indeterminate cherry tomato. It'll grow out of the top of the 5-foot cage I have it in. It's an excellent tasting tomato, and many people consider it their favorite tomato, even when you include the larger ones. I'm growing 3 cherry tomatoes this year, which is kind of unusual for me. I don't normally grow indeterminates much anymore, but this is another indeterminate cherry tomato called Sun Sugar. And some people prefer it over Sun Gold. I've never grown it before, so I thought I'd give it a try and compare it to Sun Gold and see what I think. And right next to it is our third cherry tomato, an indeterminate, called Chadwick Cherry. I've never grown this one before, but one of my viewers said they really liked it, so I thought I'd give it a try. Sorry, I don't remember who was the one who gave me the tip on it, but thank you. Then we have one called Haley's Rainbow. It's a dwarf. Supposed to be a potato leaf, but it doesn't really look like a potato leaf, so I'm not sure if I got the wrong seeds or what. Then we have in this next spot, we've got a new one from Wild Boar Farms called Dynamite Delight. Never grown it before, but it's supposed to only get a couple of feet tall, as is the next one. The next one is called Emerald Flame. This one ripens when it's green, so it'll be interesting to see what it tastes like. This is one that I grew last year. It's called Geranium Kiss. And it's a dwarf type, a multiflora type. So it has lots of blooms, produces lots of tomatoes. But even though it's not my favorite for taste, it'd be way down on the list. It's got a couple of good qualities in that it doesn't split hardly at all, and it stores very well. And next to that one, we have 2 that are crosses that I did. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the F1s look like. Purple Rain is one that I really liked from last year, so I threw a couple of them over here in some extra space that I had near the containers. Got them staked with bamboo, and I look forward to trying them again this year. I had some extra plants, so I put some of them over here by the storm shelter. These won't get all that good a care, but we'll see how they do. The first one there is Rosella Purple, and then next to it is another Rosella Purple. And then we have Shimo Furry. It's kind of hard to tell, but this one is a variegated type plant. Got a little variegation on the top. Might be able to see it. Then around the corner, we have those ones from Wild Boar Farms. Emerald Flame right there. And Dynamite Delight. It'll be interesting to see how they do over here without much care. That's a quick look at the tomatoes we'll be growing this year. Feel free to let us know what you'll be growing. And if you're just now finding this channel, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.